Hello and welcome back to another video, and in today's video I am going to be drawing a little robot. What little robot? I don't know. Well, I do know. Is the little robot that I made a little video with like yesterday or something, I don't remember. I named him Pengu, and he's got treads right here, and he's just one arm. That's all he is. But yeah, gonna draw him. Named him Pengu. He's going to be somewhat the basis of a robot in my story that I'm making. But not really. They're gonna share the same name possibly, but they're gonna look different. But we're just doing that, or making a box right here, trying to get the shape of what we'll want the treads to be like, because I think we should do that. So it'll be like a circle there, and a circle there, and like a tread, and then we don't need to worry about the circles here, but it'll be a tread. Alright, and then he has a circle around the base of him, you know, because this is what his arm connects to. And then we shall, that circle is raised up a little bit, but I think I'm going to disregard that fact, just so it's a little easier for me to draw. But go. It's like a half, right here is like a half cone that connects this, like it connects his body to his arm. Alright, and now we need to add the little circle right here, which is hopefully going to be perspectived at least somewhat correctly enough, but that is part of the arm. Going to draw his arm partly up. I do have a picture of Pengu, and I'll probably use it for the thumbnail. The reference picture that I'm using that I took literally moments before. Actually, no, I didn't. I don't know why I said that. I took this picture yesterday. Why was I saying that I took it today? I took this picture yesterday. Alright, but then there's another circle right here, which, yes, I know this looks a bit like a mess. You probably can't really tell what's going on, and I am drawing it too small. It's a bad habit. Bad habit that I am trying to break. I am trying to make sure I draw things bigger, but just used to drawing them small. Alright. Then we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit on the arm, you know, because arm. And then another circle area. And it's gonna have a circle right here too. Now we're on to his head, or well, it's actually his arm, or his hand, but it's where I put the eye. I gave him a pupil. I literally just like took a piece of paper and taped it onto his face. Also, his name is Pengu because that's what I call penguins. I call penguins pengus. And he kind of reminded me of a penguin just staring at him. So he's Pengu. Also, I'm not going to draw his little arms. I did give him like little arms, but that's just because I wanted to give him more character. He doesn't actually, he won't have arms. But yeah, I am going to use this as a basis for the robot in my story, but this will not be what the robot in my story looks like, because the robot in my story He's gonna be a little guy, probably about the same size as, well, actually, no, he's gonna be about, I don't know, I'm doing this, you have no scale of reference besides this and a pencil, but, he's going to be probably about, like, maybe up to your knees in height, and he's gonna have 4 legs instead of treads. I was originally gonna give him treads, but after thinking about it, thinking what the terrain is like in this story, multiple legs would make more sense. Although this design will probably end up in the story because, well, there's a little bit of a process to him coming into the story. He's not just, well, actually, he is just in the story, but in the backstory, in the details of the story, which will be explained, it's a whole process for him to get the little robot. Which, who's getting the robot? The guy that still doesn't have a name, the one that I colored. Alright, there he is. Give me 1 second. Alrighty, we're back. We're gonna need our eraser, and it's not there. You wanna know why it's not there? I don't, you're supposed to work now. I got the robot. No, shit. How do I open his mouth? Thank you. You can close your mouth now. You can leave. Oh, shit. Alright, he's gonna leave this way. Alright, the robot's gone. Alright, this is still framed correctly, right? Okay, yeah. Jeez, I can't open it. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to mess around with the robot for a second. Erase the treads. Alright. Now we need to actually shut that robot off. Because, you know, batteries. But now we need to add the details. Get rid of that guy. Add this guy in. Ka-chow. Why straight to this guy? Because I'm feeling lazy today and I don't feel like going over it again. Why am I feeling lazy today? Because it's like 70 billion degrees in here. Obviously not really, but it's hot. It's hot outside. It's very hot outside. So it's hot in the house. Alright, this tread is incredibly thin. So we're going to thicken it up. Thicken it. Because we can. Because it's not that hard. There we go, there's the tread. We're going to need to give it the little bit details, which we could make them actually pop out. But that's easier. Alright, we need to draw his legs, or his wheels, I mean. There we go. And then we got this wheel. There we go. That one's kind of small. I'm gonna actually redraw that one. Let's get the tiny eraser. There we go. Alright, let's draw that circle again. There we go. Draw another sec. Go like that. Perfection. Let's pretend like that's even so that we don't have to mess with it. Now, there's actually some details that I did not show in here. There's actually a box that protrudes outwards, out this way, which we'll go ahead and draw. Why? Because, well, we need to connect this stuff to something. So we'll actually make this bigger. Yeah, that looks horrible. So we'll just actually add our own little thing. What's our own little thing going to be? I have no fucking clue, so we're just going to go like that. But this should actually not connect to those, because these should be rotating. They should be up against the tread, because they're... Oh shit, I broke it. Let's pretend like I didn't do that. But this is supposed to be not connected to those circles, because those circles are what actually rotates the tread, you know? Like how those types of thingies work. So what exactly does this thing do? I have no idea. I think that's actually where the battery is and the actual robot. Let me check. Yeah, it's where one of the batteries is. It's right there. I don't know if you could really see that, but but we're gonna add the shape in anyways. We didn't add the too much of the protrusion thingy though, because well, all the stuff that I just explained, I'm not explaining this stuff again. I don't know why I explained it so much in the first place. Alright, anyways, let's move on to the arm, because we can move on to the arm. Which we didn't add any of the wires. There's only 2 wires. But, you know, I didn't add them. So I'm gonna have to add them now. Like, when I do this. Alright, let's go ahead and go like this. Go like this. And like that. We add the circle with the same exact kind of shape that we had in there. And then we do yet again the same thing. Alright. Oh, that's gonna be a no-go on that shape, but we'll go ahead and doodly doodle some little doodly doodle things. Add a circle with this one being a wider little bittle thing. This actually says pengu, so if I could spell... Well, it says peng. That's close enough. I'm gonna say it's close enough. Alright, there we go. Now this connects to this thing, which I feel like no matter how I draw that, that's going to look incorrect, because I genuinely have no idea how to draw that, but we're trying our best. There we go. That's not exactly a straight line. Well, I mean, obviously it's a curved line, so it won't be straight either way, but you know what I mean. It's a shaky line. We want a non-shaky line. And well, it's not shaky anymore, but it's not exactly curved correctly, is it? Let's go ahead and... Let's not break it this time. Not surprised that that erase is almost done. I was using it a lot earlier. Right. Then we add this. And add some outer bits right here. I don't know, like as a connection bit. There we go. Kind of wishing right now that I didn't draw it this small, but obviously, well, can't change that now. And now we add the circle, and then we add the big boy part. There we go. Oh, that's not looking right. There we go. Now, do we do the same thing that we did here? They do look the same, but that one's actually covered up. Or, well, no. I'm saying I think they look the same, but it's actually covered up with paper, so I don't know if they do. I'm gonna assume they do, obviously. And the wires connect from the head down to the robot arm and down to this part of the arm, so we'll do that once we get it all together and shit. But now we need to add his head. Mr. Pengu, you are gaining your head. Congratulations, you have evolved from headless to head full. I don't know. Righty, yeah, this is just curved, so we don't have to worry about that. I kind of am eliminating some of the rotation that this thing has, aren't I? We'll try to see if we can just draw in the rotation, as in just move some of the parts, kind of, but I don't know. Now I kind of just yoinked the rotation away. That's fine, honestly. It'll make the arms a little easier to draw because they'll kind of be consistent. Alright, and his eye is kind of like that. Well, it kind of just looks like a circle, but it's like that. It's not filled in. I do a lot of eyes like that. I like them better like that than like filled in. I think it's more interesting. Right. There we go, and then we need to grab the little arms, and then alright, I didn't mean to actually make that somewhat 3D. That was a whoopsies on my part. Oh no, I'm kicking the robot. Alright, I'm gonna actually just put the robot right here so I can see his claws without having to look down or look up, because the picture I have is all the way up there. I'm on the floor, laying down, and I don't feel like getting up. Alright, so we got a bit of a curve there, and then it curves on here. Let's see. It curves like that. I don't really know how to explain exactly how I'm like curving this and stuff, so you get curves here. Alright, gets a little space right there, and then an indent for a grabby bit. There we go. That's not exactly how it is, but you know, I think it looks good enough, honestly. It's not perfect, not terrible. Alright, here's where the detail is going to be, but we're just going to leave that as is for the moment. Alright, and then we'll curve that down, add some detail, add some more detail, and there we go. Perfecto. He looks beautiful. I love him. His name is Pengu. What a beautiful little robot lad. Isn't he beautiful? If you said he's not beautiful, I don't like you. He is beautiful. What a beauty. Alright, now let's go ahead and add the wires, you know. Right. Add that. And then we add some thickness to this. Oh, I drew it on the wrong side. Alright, there we go. That's one wire that connects from the head to that, and then the other one connects from this bit to right below that. There we go. There's our little stuff's falling on me. There's our little robot. Oh, I never finished his legs. Hold on. We can't pretend like we're done yet. Or, well, I guess we would actually be done, but we can't say that we're done yet. We need to give him a body. Or was that the edge? I think that might have, no, that, yeah, this was meant to be the rotation right here. That's whoopsies on my part. That's fine. Right, go ahead and just add that right there. And then do that. And do that, and that. And then we add the little treads. Doodle-it, 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 doo, doodle-it, doodle-it, doo. There's Pengu. Look at how beautiful he is. He's actually not that bad. He's not the best. All the lines are pretty shaky. But honestly, I think he looks pretty good for not being very good at drawing mechanical thingies. I don't know. He's a little guy. I like him. He's funny. Okay, bye. 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 Bye.